Good morning, board members. How we doing this fine Saturday morning? Well, I hope. Welcome, Advanced Lamp. As it is immersive, aka no face cam horror stream Saturday, we will eventually be getting ourselves around to some Distraint 2, where we're going deep inside our own mind to find out what's wrong with us, and that's super scary. But in the meantime, till we get around to that, we're gonna be doing some Fallout New Vegas to start the day off with. Advanced Lamp, how you doing? Hopefully you're having a good Saturday. This would be Saturday evening for you, but I hope you're having a good Saturday. Let's see. All right. I'm trying to think where we left off for Fallout New Vegas last time. I think we did... Oh, we went through Vault 11, where we found out about the unique voting system slash sacrifice system that they use to satiate the bloodlust of the Vault's AI, where every year they had to sacrifice one person until they decided not to, in which case the AI would let them leave. But that didn't happen until there was only 5 of them left. Wah, wah. Been good. Today's been Coronation Day. Oh, I've been seeing pictures of that online. Yeah. One of the podcasters I listen to has been putting up some slightly edited photos of that on their Twitter. So that's been fun to see. What do you think of all that? All the shenanigans. Welcome, Ika. How goes it? Doing pretty good. Yeah, lots of character building in Vault 11. Had a dinner party with the neighbor friends. I'm tired from socializing, so it's good to be here. Oh, I feel that. As a classic introvert, I completely understand. I'm out of peopling right now. No more peopling, please. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that super hard on a daily basis. I don't know any of the shenanigans. Just seeing the king get crowned and the royal army marching through London. Yeah. Yeah, the pictures I saw were pretty funny. They were basically just doing some photoshopping, which is how... they're an artist, so it makes sense, but they just photoshopped a lot of, like, wacky corporate branding onto various items during the coronation. So at, like, one point, one guy's got a Burger King crown hat, as opposed to a traditional crown kind of thing going on and stuff like that. Outside of that, though, I don't know much about it. I mean, I know that the royal family, from what I understand, is mostly just for, like, tradition's sake than actual, power, but I don't know. I can't say that I know much about I don't even know what to call them. The royal family? I guess we'll just go with royal family. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put my my space halo back on. Just because it has slightly better damage. Oh wait, this is damage threshold. And this is damage resistance. I wonder what's better. Huh. Damage resistance might actually be better? I don't know. Well, so long as I can still enjoy myself on the internet, I'm fine. Fair. That's fair. I mean, there's only so much you can worry about with one, one regular, I guess in your case, advanced horse brain, but, Ika, how are you doing? How's work going? Oh, yeah, we gotta go recruit someone, right? Yeah, we gotta go find entertainers. Yeah, we gotta find one more entertainer. We gotta go find one more entertainer somewhere in Vegas. It's nice for them to point this out for us and not making us just wander the waste looking for it.
Move along.
I feel like in olden times, they would have at best maybe told us where we could look and gone there to try to look for people, but it's one of those things, the updates that really did a good job. Every time I pull out that lead pipe as Space Commander Beam Tiger, it makes me laugh. It's just so silly to see someone with such an advanced capability. Wait, is it saying that they're here somewhere? Wait, what? Okay, wait. I need... Hold on. Oh. There's 2. Wait, what? Okay, so I need to be going north, I think?
Looking to lose a few caps, huh? Just the place.
I'm doing alright. Work has been fine. That's good to hear. Hopefully it's a pretty light day for you. You can get home and do some relaxing before the day starts. I'm nervous for today. I'm nervous. North? Yeah, we gotta go north, apparently. I'm assuming it's also showing me how to get back to Tommy Tometi or whatever. Turn in the stuff to get the reward, but... I don't know where this north one is taking us. The first 2, or I guess 3, kind of made sense, but I don't remember this one.
You want someone dead?
Oh, is it a person inside the Atomic Wrangler? I thought I remember this being a thing, but... The Indians should go fine unless Nodok decides to murder Bovir or something. Well... What? Oh. I swear I'm not an elk, just subscribed. Thank you. Thank you, I swear I'm not an elk, and welcome. How are you doing today?
Well, if it isn't my #1 fan, what can I do for you, #1 fan?
Hiring new acts at the tops. I think you could make good money.
Too bad I got this ironclad contract with the Garretts. They'll never let me out of it.
I'd go talk to him and try to convince him to let you go. Happy Coronation Day. Yeah, as our other British friend, Ice Run Mountain Elk, what do you think of Coronation Day? Advance Lamp seemed nonplussed about it, and really, as long as it didn't bother anything, they were fine with it. What do you think? I swear I'm not an elk. Don't bonk the horse. Leave the horse alone.
Good luck. Garrett's a tough, mean son of a bitch. He's not likely to give up. Let me know if you make any headway.
All right. I need to talk to one of you.
Hey.
So, Benny's dead, huh? That shifty son of a bitch had it coming.
I mean, he did. He 100% did. I tried to be cool with him.
I hear Benny got force-fed a little slice of heaven. Man, what I would have paid to see that loathsome little weasel eat it.
Wowie. I think they are a very expensive mascot. I agree. I could see that. I mean, that's what we were kind of talking about, is like they don't really have a purpose anymore. They're just more of like a tradition. An incredibly expensive one. I don't know. Is it worth it in tourist revenue? Is that what it is? Like, the tourists come in to see the old world stuff, and then so if there's a king or queen, it brings in more money. Is that, I guess, how it works out? I like to hear. I like to get Handarin out of his contract. Ultimately, no. Okay, see, that's what I figured. I feel like you could do all of that stuff without having to pay the royal family or do any of the royal family stuff, and just have those locations. Be like, yeah, this is the royal castle. This is where the family used to be. We don't have one anymore. So you can cut out all like the expensive stuff of like paying for guards and all that stuff, and just keep the locations. Yeah, we still have castles. Exactly. They can still go and see the castle. They don't need people living in it to make it more authentic or something.
Now, why would I want to do that? His performances make me quite a lot of money.
Let's see. I could pay you. He's not the right fit for this place. You'll find better performers. Barter. But how much do you lose on folk not coming to a place with a ghoul performer? And already, you can do me this one favor. They're still alive and they still own the land, so wouldn't you tax people to live in your land? Tax people to live in your land? Well, yeah, if the monarch was still the monarchy, maybe, but that's not how that works anymore. Now we just pay taxes, to everyone at all times forever. Dang, that barter option. Yeah, the barter option's incredibly xenophobic. We'll go with speech. He's not the right fit for this place. You'll find better performers.
I suppose you've got a point. Plenty of Brahmin on the prairie and all that. Fine, I'll cut him loose. He's all yours.
Cool. Oh, we got 50 XP for that. Do you have anything for sale?
Sure.
Is it all booze? Look at that. It's all booze. Well, I guess Sunset Sarsaparilla isn't a boo. It's not a booze. It's just a hearty drink. And it doesn't have any of radioactive material in it like the Nuka-Cola. I don't know. I guess I also don't know the tax system of England. Maybe it's different over there. Oh, one thing I do that does remind me of though is there's a TikTok I've been watching somewhat lately when I have the time, where a person, it's a guy comparing current land like house prices in Canada to land prices in like the UK and stuff. And for like 1.6 million in Canada, you can get like a small house, like a small castle, basically, in England that comes with like a huge twice the size house with like all this land and stuff. It's been really interesting to watch. Apparently, he claims he's getting some frustration emails from people about like, hey, shut up and don't tell people about this. But it's been very interesting to watch that, like, for 1.6 million, I could get a small house in Canada, or 1.6 million, I could go to like Scotland and get a small castle with 10 times the amount of land around it. All right, hand her in.
Any luck with Garrett yet?
Renegade to let you out of your contract and go work at the Tops.
Really? You mean I'm finally out of this shithole? That's great. Thank you.
The castle sold here? Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously, the difference in cost is going to be the maintenance fees, right? But if you have 1.6 million to buy a house, there's probably a good chance you make enough money to maintain said location, right? And I mean, if you have that much land, at that point, you could probably just develop it and turn it into some kind of money-making something. Whether it's farming it or turning into, like, vacation homes or something. If I had that much land where it's like, oh yeah, you've got, I don't know, 30 acres of land. I'm not going to just let it sit there, right? Now let's go talk to Tommy Tometti or whatever. I guess the other thing we got to start figuring out now as we go forward is the office building is in fact a castle. It's just secretly a castle. It's similar to what is it? I think it's the Excalibur in Vegas, where it's designed to look like a castle, but it's also a huge hotel. But we need to figure out what we're doing for the ending. Who are we siding with or whatever? Are we taking the wasteland for ourselves?
Hey, baby doll. Welcome to the Tops Hotel and Casino. Oh, and a friendly word of advice. If you happen to stumble...
Okay. All right.
Hey, there's the high roller.
I mean, I basically own this casino. It's strange that they asked me to get rid of my weapons, but whatever. I mean, so how did Zane do in his stick run after I left? This is a good question. But yeah, we need to figure out what we're going to be doing for an ending. Whether we take New Vegas for ourselves, we give it to the NCR, we give it to Caesar, we let Mr. House keep it. Desperado cowboy hat, eh? This is like something someone from outer space would do. Take over the strip. Someone from outer space would do.
Did you know the strip's all stirred up lately?
Brad Pack. Wait, where is the guy I'm looking for? Where is Tommy? Are you Tommy? No, where's Tommy? Oh, there he is. No, they're Bruce Isaac. What?
You dig this crazy scene or what?
Oh, there he is. There he is. He shouldn't be that hard to see with the eye patch. He got salty and gave up, then played Goose Goose Duck. Ah, that seems interesting. Okay, that seemed about right.
Hey, welcome to the finest entertainment experience in New Vegas. My name is Tommy Torini, and how can I make your night?
I already know. We've met before, dude. What are you doing? I think House has the most scientific approach to it. Well, I mean, he's got probably the most logistical in the form of, like, keeping the independence of the strip from the NCR or Legion, right? Caesar's Legion. I mean, he's trying to use he's using a lot of advanced math to figure that out, and he's probably not wrong. The question is do we let him keep it, or do we take it for ourselves from him? But the outside field would backstab you in some way in the future. Oh, 100%. And he wouldn't call it backstabbing. He would be like, well, from a calculated perspective, this is more beneficial to the overall good of the whole strip, as if I, throw you down a well. It's like, what? Why? His long-term goal is pushing the limits of science for humanity. Well, I mean, isn't the lore now that House and a few other, like, the big people and the most influential people were actively the ones who started the war? Let's talk about the axe I recruited.
Cowboy act. Yeah. He dropped on in here not too long before you. He's got chops, baby, real chops. And I ain't just talking about that mustache. And like we agreed, here's your fee. 5% of the cut comes to 166 caps. Don't spend them all in one place now, unless it's right here.
Okay, there's one down. Achievement unlocks, talent pool. I feel like a little bit like that today. My head hurts. Oh no, are you getting a cold? No. Drink the... get some orange juice and some soup and some, I don't know, Benadryl and maybe some aspirin. I don't think in this module, no. I don't know about that, though. Thought it was just the NCR trying to run the place, and the Legion like, no, we're going to run the place. Though he did predict the war and didn't tell anyone. That's true. May have also taken an elbow directly to the temple this morning, rolled over right as partner was stretching. Oh, no! Well, I mean, if you concussed yourself, that would explain some of that, yeah. My mom would also always recommend chicken noodle soup and vitamin C. Yeah, some orange juice and some chicken noodle soup. I'm always a fan of the hot toddy, but it is very early in the morning for me, so I probably shouldn't have a hot toddy right away. Okay, let's talk about Act 2 that we recruited.
You talking about Mr. Isaac? Damn, baby, when you bring them in, you bring them in. That cat's gonna bring me money like you wouldn't believe. Here's your 5%, baby. You enjoy that.
Okay, there we go. I was like, you didn't actually give me the money. Okay. Okay, Act 3.
That comedian, you mean? Yeah. He was a hell of a haggler. Cost me a pretty cap. Hope he's worth it. Here's your 5%.
Okay. 150, nice. That's a lot of caps. That's not too bad. 250 is not too bad. That would buy us food for probably a good 3 weeks. It's interesting, like, if you have to keep some of this stuff in perspective, right? Like, obviously, we're trying to save up money for, like, advanced armors and super weapons, but if I was a real person living in this universe, how far would 150 or 250 caps get me if I just wanted to live my life by buying, like, some basic food and drink and having a place to live? And, I mean, if a Sunset Sarsaparilla is $3, that's what, like, let's see, 10 days would be 30, and then, so 100 days would be $300, right? And that's not counting food, and you have to probably drink 3 a day. Remember, like, one cap is one bottle of water, which is kind of how the cap system started. Oh, okay, interesting. And I mean, obviously, our barter skill, which is very high now, has some influence on that, but yeah. So I mean, for finding a random person and having him come over here, the thing they're paying for is us going out into the danger of the wasteland, right? Yeah, let's talk about the act I recruited.
That ugly mug with the razor tongue? Take it, baby. He'll be one hell of a novelty act, just like Tommy promised. Here's your 5%.
Sounds great.
You know it, baby.
210. Bye.
Take it easy.
Accepted. Folks have come to accept you for your helpful nature.
Ding, baby.
Cool. So we did it, team. We did it. We found axe for this casino. I guess it depends on where you are. Water in the Nevada might not be a problem, but would be in Capital Wasteland. Yeah, I mean, some of that has to do with it for sure, too. Because, I mean, the Capital Wasteland, apparently the natural water supply has been contaminated. Where here, I think you can actually drink from, like, the river and not die of radiation poisoning. So yeah, it all kind of comes down to where you're at and stuff.
This place is the bee's knees.
But I would say, I mean, $150 for finding a random person on the strip and then getting them to work here instead of where they were working. I mean, that seems like pretty good money. That would keep you well fed for a few weeks, I'd say. It's like, okay. All right, but yeah, so now we got to figure out what we're doing next. So that was a fun side quest, but travel to Cottonwood Cove and take the barge up the river to the fort. Search Benny's room in the tops for clues. Talk to Mr. House. Travel to the okay, we're not doing that one. Return to Cinder's busted. Return to field research is busted. I guess we can go search Benny's room while we're here. Did you do the vault quest? Which
Hey,
one?
baby.
The one with the
there's
plants?
High roller.
Or the one, like, are you talking about the vault that's on the strip? Oh, Vault 21. We have not done Vault 21 yet, no. We can go check that out. I vaguely remember it. The one where you get all the jumpsuits? Yeah, I don't. Where's the chairman? I haven't done it. I only vaguely remember that quest. Yeah, I don't need the presidential suite. I need
this crazy slang.
Oh, there's a restaurant? Oh, I didn't realize this place had a restaurant.
Did you know the strip's all stirred up lately?
I did, because I'm the one stirring it up. This door is locked, but it's not considered sneaking, so I'm just going to unlock it real quick. For the 40 XP, you see. Hey, you can steal some stuff out of here. A regular knife. Door to the courtyard. The one where you get all the jumpsuits. Yeah, and I think it needs to something a little bigger. And your reward is naughty time, if I remember. Oh, really?
Swank's smarter than Benny.
I can't. Oh, I can drink the pool water. That's not a good idea, but I could do it. I love that these places have these big active pools and no one is swimming in them at all. You? I mean, romance is always part of these sort of things, right? Wait, I can't take the elevator? Also, what is with this incredibly loud cricket? Does anyone else that's going through, right? We can hear the cricket. Why? What is up with this super loud? It must be a bug. It's got to be a bug. Where? How do I get to Benny's room? Imagine everyone just doesn't know what a pool is and they just drink out of it. And they only fill it with water because House told them to. Yeah, they just found old photos of it being full of water. So they're like, I guess that's what you do with these things. It's just for having water in it. Oh, here we go. Well, no, this is the presidential suite. So yeah, they don't even know what to do with it. It's literally just like, yep, it's supposed to be full of water. The old photo says so. Okay, this is the presidential suite, which is nice and all, but how does one get to the Benny's room? Because this is the diner. Those elevators don't work for some reason. Is this a bug? Elevator's out of order. Okay, so it's not a bug. So how do I get to the rooms? I feel like I remember there being hallways and stuff I had to go into. Like, I remember going through his room before. Where is the door for it? I'm legitimately confused. What? This just takes us to the presidential suite. I also find it funny that this little, like, the smallest casino on the strip is the one that has a presidential suite. I must be missing something. Hold on. Strip. Strip. To the strip. To the strip. Inaccessible.
Hey, there's the high roller.
Cashier's office upstairs. That's not what I'm looking for, though. What? Okay, I've got to be missing something. Okay, wait, where's the arrow telling me to go? Okay. Check the local map? I guess so? Hold on, let me follow the quest marker. Okay, can't take the elevators. It's saying it's right here. Huh? Oh, okay, wait. What is... There's something here. What is this? Oh! This one... Of all the elevators here, there's only one that works? What? Why would you... That is incredibly silly. There's only one of the, like, 8 broken elevators that you can actually take. And it's a random one in the middle. Why is that the choice they made? Just... I found a random letter about the strip, apparently. I do not get it. By the way, this isn't stealing. This is all completely legal. Dear Tracy, things have been going well for me here in Vegas. I've had pretty decent luck at the tables lately and have been able to almost break even. I'm going to hit the roulette table again tomorrow. I'm going to win big this time. Real big. I can feel it. Wish me luck. Mark. Yeah, he's a mark. He's an idiot. So literally, of all of the elevators, there's only one that works. So can they only send people to sleep on the 13th floor? Is that what's going on? A lot of dirty clothes in these rooms, by the way. I didn't realize there's so many, like, doors to unlock here. This is a bunch of free XP. Okay, an iron. I almost said that iron doesn't make sense, but I'm like, you know what? That's a clothes iron. It's not a tire iron, so it's probably fine. Probably fine. But is he a mark likely? I mean, see, a mark in Vegas has a different meaning than Mark likely of D and Daddies. I mean, I guess it's similar in concept. Program's Digest. Oh, actually, these pencils do have a value to me. I forgot about that. But yeah, Mark is just the person that you plan on taking the money from.
Keep me quiet. Unless my
Why is
creaky
this...
knees give us away.
Oh, that must be his room? Oh, that's his room. Okay. I love that the security guards up here don't care that I'm just breaking into random rooms, by the way. Also, there's no one in these rooms, but there's lots of stuff in the rooms, implying people are staying here. Unless this is all pre-war stuff. Then why do they have guards guarding it? Oh. Oh, there's the sweet key that we got for being a high roller. That's fun. Oh, this is a pretty nice place. Look at that. Wow, what a very silly... Why is there a... Okay, I was willing to let the iron go because you have to iron your clothes. This is a tire iron. Inside of the wardrobe, inside of the high roller suite. Why is this in here? It doesn't make any sense. Are they giving away, like, the cheapest free weapon they could think of to you, or what? Why is there turpentine inside of this one? Why is there turpentine inside of a wardrobe? It's your complimentary tire iron. What? Excuse me? What are you doing in here? This is my private residence. Oh, I'm about to put both of these people in the dirt. What is going on? Hello? This is a private, this is my personal suite. You're not supposed to be in here. Bag of tire iron if you lose your family heirloom tire iron? I guess so. Yeah, they just came on in my room when I opened the door. Aren't those Benny's guys? Well, they're people who,
Hey,
they're
your
chairmen
mama,
who
what's
work
that?
for the Tops Casino. They're not his private bodyguards, though. These are just Tops people. And it's like, why are you in my room? I didn't agree to this. Okay, so this is Benny's room, I think. Only thing I'm taking out of here are all the cigarettes. Because people don't need to be smoking and I need the money from selling them cigarettes, so. It's a lose-win situation. They lose and I win. Ah, here we go. Here's where things get weird and take a left turn. Right here. Look, we can figure it out. We can figure out the exact location of things taking a left turn. So you're told, go into Benny's room. So you sneak into Benny's room. Everything's looking normal. You search all the stuff. Everything's normal. Everything's normal. You get over here, and you walk up to this door. The yes of the man. Yeah. You're like, oh, everything seems pretty normal in here. It doesn't see anything too weird. What's in this closet? Oh, all kinds of... This right here. This is the threshold of the crazy left turn. Right here. And once you make this left turn, that's when everything gets weird. And we're now in officially Weird Town, everyone. Welcome. Some broken terminals. I'm assuming these will be doing something later. Giant milling machine for whatever reason. If I remember correctly, the escape pad in the Yes Man room is supposed to go to the Vault 21. Oh. Does anybody know? Oh, this, I assume. Wow. Also, keep in mind, everybody, we're on the 13th floor of this casino. Apparently. Take elevator to the sub-basement. Yeah, we're apparently on the 13th floor of this casino. So all of this, like, construction and concrete like this is up on the 13th floor of this casino, I guess.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. What can I do for you today?
What are you doing here?
Good question! My function is to monitor Mr. House's data network and decode his encrypted transmissions. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a PDQ-88B Securitron, but you can call me Yes Man.
Shouldn't you be working for Mr. House? How'd you end up here?
As I understand it, I used to be just like all those other Securitrons out on the strip. But then my neurocomputational matrix was completely reprogrammed. To be nice! Very, very nice!
Let's see. Have we seen the this platinum ship before? Benny reprogrammed a Securitron all by himself? What is this place? Wait, Benny reprogrammed a Securitron all by himself?
Oh, he had some help. A lady friend of his. She said something about living in a fort over in Freeside.
Oh.
But that's all I remember.
So one of the followers of the apocalypse who live in the Mormon fort apparently came over here and reprogrammed them, or reprogrammed it. What is this place?
This is Benny's workshop. When the Tops got renovated, he had this half of the floor blocked off for his own use. I guess you could say it's my entire world. I don't think I've ever left this room, but that's okay. I'm not complaining.
Have you seen this platinum chip before?
Sure. Benny had me look at it a bunch of times. It's a data storage device, kind of like a holotape, but a lot more advanced. As for what's on it, well, some of Mr. House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow. That's just a guess, though. The chip's a proprietary format. You need special hardware to read the data on it. There are 2 locations with non-standard hardware on the network. The Lucky 38 and an underground facility at Fortification Hill. I'd look there.
Convenient. Benny must be rich to have this all to himself. Yeah, he was the person in charge of the Tops Hotel or Casino Hotel. So I think in that concept or in that context, I think it's considered he's like one of the 4 most powerful people in Vegas that aren't NCR or Legion. Because he's in charge of one of the 4 hotels or 3 hotels. No, because it's the Tops, Gamora, and Ultralux, right? Those are the 3? So yeah, in theory, he's like one of the 3 most powerful people in Vegas then. He'll be in charge of the hotel soon. The Heck Hotel? Yeah. What was Benny planning to do with the chip?
Oh, he wanted to kill Mr. House and use the platinum chip to copy my neurocomputational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That would give me control over all of Mr. House's defenses, most prominently his Securitrons. And then I guess I just do as I'm told.
You're very forthcoming with that information.
I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked. I guess nobody bothered to restrict who I answer questions for. That was probably pretty dumb, huh?
Yeah. Say, I wanted to take over New Vegas myself. What then?
Then I'd have to help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't have wanted me to. But hey, not my fault I can't say no.
This is one of those things I find very interesting about AI. And this comes up in a few different places in Fallout lore. The one that probably most prominent to me was actually from Fallout 76. Back before they added the human NPCs, the only NPCs you would run into were robots. He just said no, though. He can say the word no. He just can't actually decline a request. But one of the most interesting things that I actually did like about Fallout 76 was the way they handled the AI NPCs, the little bit of NPCs there were. One of the most interesting to me being the, can he say, I'll think about it? I don't know, actually. It's one of those things, like how much can he play with what you're requesting? Is it full, like, monkey's paw, like Genie request, where if you ask him to do something, he can twist it for any, like, little detail you didn't include? But perhaps. But in 76, there was an NPC whose job it was. I think he was a. I can't remember what kind of robot he was. I think he was a Mr. Handy. I can't remember though. And his job was he was the attendant at a firing range, like a gun range. But since it was the post-apocalypse, everyone was dead. But he was programmed to still do his job, so he had to keep going through the normal routine of his job. But because he was also a sentient AI, he knew that the apocalypse had happened and that most people were dead, and he had to go through with his programming, so he had to run his routine. So you come up and talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, thank God, someone who's alive. It's been 50 years since I've seen the last living human. It's so nice to finally be able to talk to someone again," or whatever. And he's like, "Okay, but I also have to go and do my rounds." And then he goes and like cleans up the gun range. And he comes back, he's like, "Man, I really hate having to do that." I'm like, wow, that is some really interesting character building / writing to be like, yeah, here's a sentient AI who knows what's going on, but literally cannot resist their programming, so they just have to go through this constant loop for no reason. It's very fascinating stuff. It's unfortunate there wasn't a more of that in all of Fallout, like post the acquisition of Bethesda, but because that's some deep stuff. But that's why I was also sad to hear that they were adding human NPCs to Fallout 76. They're like, well, now all you're doing is just turning it into literally every other Fallout. You've gotten rid of one of the most unique aspects of 76. And I know everyone else hated that there was no human NPCs. And it's like, well, all right, fine. But they couldn't even say, truthfully, that there were no NPCs in Fallout 76 like they were originally claiming. They just meant there's no human ones. Because there was a super mutant NPC you could talk to and be friends with. There was multiple AI ones that you could talk to and be friends with. They literally just meant there was no human NPCs to talk to when Fallout 76 first launched. Okay, rant over. What are the details of the plan?
Again, goal number 1 is to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to know some of the region's tribes, so you can decide how you feel about them. By the time you finished up all of that, the Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan.
Okay. Yes, man definitely knows what's going on. Quest added wildcard. Change in management. They made it work in Old World Blues. Yeah, it was great. They did a great job in Old World Blues. Yeah, I mean, I went back and played a little bit of Fallout 76 after they added the human NPCs in, and I think my problem was the way that they, instead of like having the human NPCs start at like the edge of the map, and then over the course of a few like seasons or whatever, they moved more in. They just had them literally like, okay, here's the human NPC expansion. Now there's just human NPCs all over the map, suddenly, instantaneously. And it's like, what? Why did you do that? Why not just roll them out in a way that makes sense for how humans do things? Like, they started on the edge and slowly worked their way in over the court. Like, you could play with this and make it like an actual ongoing thing that people are slowly coming back to Fallout 76 like world. But nope, they were just there suddenly the next day. It's like, all right. Say Mr. House was going to suffer an accident. How would that happen?
It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky 38. No one has. Mr. House is in there, though. It's the central node of his entire network.
I've been invited to visit the Lucky 38.
Wow. Do you have any idea how special that is? Red carpet treatment. Seems a little mean to use his invitation against him like that, but I'm sure it's all for the best. I mean, Benny was always scheming about how he was going to get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow. The other thing you're going to need is the platinum chip. You know, the one Benny killed a courier for over near Good Springs.
What do you know about the courier Benny shot?
I knew she was carrying the platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for her. That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House's data transmissions. They're all encrypted, of course, but I'm quite a decryptor. Did you know that Mr. House spent 812,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the platinum chip? Just in the last year alone? Of course you didn't. Or that there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk. How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened them? I knew all that. Pretty smart, huh?
I do love that this implies that as a courier, we are not just a regular person, that apparently we are super capable, and that we went through a completely insane vetting process to make sure we were capable of this job. Implying that we are not a regular person, that we are in fact were incredibly well trained or something. I'm the courier Benny shot.
I know that's not true, because you still have a head.
Yeah, that is canon. Oh. In a manner of speaking, yeah. It very much is implied here that we definitely had some training. In a manner of speaking, yeah. I'm serious.
That's not funny, you getting shot in the head. I really shouldn't have taken so much pride in how I set that up, huh? I feel really bad right now.
You set me up, now you die. I have the platinum chip, remember?
Of course you do. Sorry about that. And it's wonderful that you do. The platinum chip is the key to overriding and exploiting Mr. House's defenses. Did I just say exploiting? That's not a very nice word.
Let's talk about something else.
Sorry if that was getting boring.
It's not... Yes Man really bothers me. He freaks me out. I don't think I could be in a... Like, I couldn't stand next to Yes Man like this. Like, it's implied that we're standing, like, 5 feet away from him talking to the Yes Man. I guess it's not a him, the Yes Man. I could not be in the same room as Yes Man like this. He has my biological father's sarcasm. Well, I'm sorry for that, Ika. It would unnerve me too much to be around something like this. I would have to stand at least 15 feet away. I'd have to be far enough away that if it tried to attack me, I'd have time to react. That's how much space I would need between me and it. And if it, like, moved too quickly, I would pull a weapon on it. 110% would pull a weapon on it. Like, everything about this thing sets off my, like, spooky radar. So I should ask the tribes if they support an independent Vegas?
Oh no, I didn't mean that. Who needs their support? The Securitrons will be all the support you need. What I meant is, you should get to know these tribes and decide which ones you like and which you don't. You know, shape the future of Vegas. Choose your neighbors. If you like a tribe, leave it alone. Or, if a tribe is nasty, or going to be a problem, go ahead and exterminate it. It's whatever you want to do.
Which tribes should I get to know?
There's a bunch. Some of them you've already met, like the chairman, for instance. I think you should visit the other families on the strip, the Omertas and the White Glove Society, so you know what makes them tick. And there are some important groups farther from the strip, too, like the Boomers, the Great Khans, and the Brotherhood of Steel.
Okay. You said something about a bunker at the fort.
Right! It's one of 2 locations on Mr. House's network with non-standard hardware. My guess is it has a reader that can decode the chip. And who knows what else, maybe a giant robot or something.
That'd be pretty cool. I'll go check it out.
Neat. Let me know what you find out.
Murder hoboing intensifies, yeah. If something happens to Mr. House, I may be in touch.
I'll be waiting right here.
Okay. This is a lot. This is really the turning point, right? Like, this is when all of it starts making sense, is when you come through this door. Going into this closet really reveals, like, oh, this is it. This is the crux, the main support of what the whole story is right here. This Yes Man is the turning point of understanding what's going on. Which is interesting to me. I think that's really... This is a great reveal, right? Like, literally in the little closet in Benny's room, you walk through a hole and it's like, yep, here's everything. You've officially hit, like, the second act of Fallout or whatever, or the third act of Fallout. I guess it would be the second act of Fallout. Depending on how you go through the story, of course. Alright, so what quest did this give us? Let's see. Wild card you and what army? Find Mr. House's hidden bunker buried beneath the Legion stronghold at Fortification Hill. Kill or disable Mr. House. Side bets. Make contact with the Brotherhood of Steel. Optional. Find out more about the White Glove Society by talking to the Majori. Tell Yes Man that you've decided to ignore the White Glove Society. Oop, I'm off the screen. Travel to Cottonwood Cove and take the barge up the river to the fort. Tell Yes Man that you visited Gamora and wish to ignore the Ormatas or Mirtas. Great Khans. Man, and tell him that the Boomers can be ignored. Interesting. So but they don't give us a quest to go meet them, which is odd. We haven't made contact with the Brotherhood of Steel yet. I don't know. Should we do that? Should we go meet the Brotherhood of Steel? I mean, it's kind of totally optional, but there's some interesting stuff there if you like Brotherhood of Steel, because you can kind of get into a more classic interaction with the Brotherhood of Steel from this perspective. Do you plan to do independent? That's why I don't know. Like, what do we want to see?
Vegas at night is like nothing else.
Like, what is it what we're looking for, right? I mean, at this point, with our reset of standing with everybody, we can basically do whatever we want, right? We could go and join Caesar's Legion if we wanted to suddenly become evil. We can go full NCR and become a member of the army or whatever. We can go independent and work for Mr. House, or we can become our own owner and take over the strip for ourselves. Like, the world is our oyster right this second. That's the question. What do we want to do? Actually, while I'm here, I should probably go meet Mr. House. I don't think there's anything that goes on that's permanent that I can't undo at some point by going and meet Mr. House right now. I don't think. What did you do your first playthrough? My first playthrough, I took over the strip. The only time I finished this, I took over the strip for myself. Which is a very funny cutscene. I think the only thing I didn't get to do was I didn't have a high enough speech to convince the guy at the end to do whatever it is you do, which I don't actually remember now. I just remember you have to have 100 speech to convince the guy at the end to, like, leave you alone or something. Like the NCR guy, I think it is. But yeah, let's go meet Mr. House, and we'll get that done. We got about another hour left, and then we'll switch over to Distraint 2.
Well, howdy, partner. Good to see you again. Boss is waiting for you upstairs, so get a move on.
I still think Mr. House run would fit the science theme best. That's fair. Yeah, I guess that's true. What would Beam Geiger, Space Commander Beam Geiger, do? I don't think Space Commander Beam Geiger would be interested in running the strip, so maybe we just give it to House and let him run it from a scientific perspective? Thank you, Victor.
I see you brought some friends. Sorry, partner, but they're gonna have to stay outside.
That's fine. I go where I please, attack. No deal. No problem, I'll head up by myself.
Come back soon now.
Hey, you two, wait here. Yeah, I don't feel like Space Commander Beam Geiger is one to, I love that this is a momentous occasion, by the way. You would think people on the street would notice someone going inside of the Lucky 38 for the first time ever in, like, the 200 years it's been since the bombs fell. They'd be like, oh my god, someone's going in there for literally the first time. Like, all those NCR troopers over there should notice this. Probably half the people on the strip should know what's going on. They notice after you leave. Oh, okay. Alright, let's go inside the Lucky 38, which has not been touched in 200 years, by the way. Which I think makes sense since you get to see them noticing. Yeah, I like that. If that's what happens, that's great. A lot of chips hidden in here, but I can't interact with them. See, this being intact like this really feels more like how a lot of some of this stuff should have looked. Because, I mean, it's a little dirty, but that's okay because a casino would have been a little dirty. Like, the floor's a little dirty. Like, the tables are a little old and used. But, like, the ceiling isn't collapsed everywhere all the time. And, you know, stuff isn't just laying around randomly in places that don't make any sense. Like, someone maintained this place. Like, look at how well stacked all these coffee cups are. Man, that our little robot friend from the sink would absolutely have a field day in this place. The things left outside like a picnic table should be completely annihilated. Right. Exactly. There shouldn't be a paper magazine sitting on a picnic table that's intact after sitting outside for 200 years in the rain and sun of nature, right? Wow, they didn't even let me take all of this stuff. They don't even care. He don't even care. Now, it's a little weird that there's empty bottles up there, but that's not the weirdest thing ever. Also, these sinks don't work. But, like, all of this stuff is intact, as it should be. Now, it shouldn't be drinkable, probably, a lot of it. Like, these Sunset Sarsaparillas should be way expired, but... outside of that... Like, look at how pristine this floor is. Like, it's dirty, but it's just been lightly used. Like... no collapsed floor. All the lights seem to still work, even if they're turned off right now. These red glows, the red glowing is a little ominous, but I guess that's probably by design. To make it feel like, oh, this place is a little creepy or a little off. I mean, I know those are supposed to be the little spinner ball from inside the, a rawhide cowboy hat. I guess technically that could have existed before the war. Right? Technically. I feel like it's very unlikely to exist, but it's not impossible. Like back here. Look at how intact all this stuff is. It's a little messy because probably people were leaving in a hurry when they left during the bombings or whatever, but that's not a bad thing. Oh my god, I didn't realize there was going to be all this stuff in here. Okay. Oh. I mean, it's not like I actually need most of this money. We're completely stacked with money. Like, there's 2 bottle caps here. That's not an unreasonable thing to have happen. That there's just a couple bottle caps sitting on a desk somewhere. Someone was drinking sodas and didn't have time to throw them away before the bombs fell. That's fine. That makes sense to me. Not sure why this is rolling around, but let's set you in this corner. Now, what would not make any sense, like buffalo gourd seed, that's a plant. That's a plant that could have existed before the war. It makes sense that it's in here. Now, if we find like a Brahmin steak, I don't know if that's acceptable. If we find like a mutated, cooked, giant, praying mantis leg cooked in here, that's not going to make any sense. Oops. Zane plant? Yeah. So what do we have in this? We have a 44 Magnum. I'm about Buff Out. Okay. Cat Eye. Fixer. Jet. And Med-X. I think all of this could have existed before. Maybe not Jet. I don't remember if Jet's one of those ones that's controversial. But yeah, it's all drugs. And, okay, right here. This doesn't make any sense. Hold on, hold on, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. Jet? No. Okay, Jet is a normal one then? Okay. So this doesn't make any sense. There is no reason for there to be 11 bottle caps as treated like money inside of this safe from 200 years ago. That doesn't make any sense. Unless these are some kind of bizarre collectible one-off bottle caps. In which case they should be called special bottle caps or something. Like if they made these star bottle caps, that would be funny, but technically could be something someone would keep in a safe. Jet was made post-war, so unless the Securitron brought it in. Okay, so yeah, there we go. There's another one. So the jet is the post-war creation, not the pre-war. Is it Psycho? Is Psycho the pre-war one then? And like Hydra. I don't know if Hydra is pre-war either. Buff Out is 100%, but some of these drugs probably shouldn't be actually in here, canonically. Oh, that's an intact Nuka-Cola. But yeah, so while this is nice looking, there are issues. I think most of the other drugs are pre-war. Okay. And it's like, why? Why undermine your own world lore like that? Oh, here's the golden, yeah, the golden gloves. These are a unique boxing glove item. I think they're the best boxing glove, basically. Right, okay, here's another one. Here's another one we just found. Beer? Makes sense. Crispy squirrel bits. Technically, not impossible. Technically, someone could have killed and cooked a squirrel and made, like, a shish kebab out of it and put it in this fridge. It's technically possible. Gecko steak, though. Radioactive, hypersized geckos did not exist pre-war. There's no reason for this to be in this fridge. That is just a canonical mistake. And there's no reason. They have food items. Put food items that make sense in there. Maybe House really enjoyed this taste of squirrel. Exactly. It's plausible that a squirrel bits were in there. That's fine. But the giant gecko meat is not possible. What? Access point. What? Okay. I guess that's if we get stuck in here. Oh, there's a random inaccessible door. So they were very close to making this perfect, right? They could have just nailed it, but they had to throw some wacky post-war stuff in here. Oh, dismiss all companions. Okay. I thought you waited outside.
Where to, partner?
I guess to the penthouse.
Penthouse floor.
So we have Victor. Hello, Jane.
Well, hello, Sugar. Mr. House is waiting for you in his office.
Who are you?
I'm Jane, one of Mr. House's girls. We keep him entertained. We don't get many guests lately. Perhaps we can entertain you as well.
I mean, I like a good joke. What can you tell me about New Vegas?
Oh, there's lots of things to tell, I'm sure. There's the 3 families, the casinos, the other attractions. What would you like to know?
Tell me about the other attractions.
Well, let's see. The NCR has an embassy here, but why you'd want to go talk to a bunch of boring old politicians, I surely don't know. Oh, and the Vault 21 Hotel and Gift Shop has an adorable collection of old Vault-Tec memorabilia. And I suppose if you like neon signs, you might check out Michelangelo's sign shop.
Okay, thanks.
Anything you like, Sugar.
What's with the snow globe collection?
Not many people know this, but Mr. House is one of the world's biggest collectors of antique snow globes. If you happen to find any out in the wasteland, you can bring them to me, and I'll add them to his collection. You'll get a reward, of course. In fact, one of Mr. House's favorites went missing when we moved the collection. If you have a look around the Lucky 38, you might even find it.
Okay, I got some snow globes.
You do?
Oh my
Well,
god,
that's
we got
just
6,000 caps?
I'll take them and put them with the rest of the collection.
What kind of robots are you?
Why, I'm a Robco PDQ-88B Mark I Securitron, you silly goose. We're the finest in personal civil robotic security on the market.
Uh-huh. Can you tell me about Mr. House?
Why, Sugar? He's the maximum utmost. If it weren't for Mr. House, we wouldn't have this fabulous wonderland of New Vegas, would we?
I didn't realize robots could have such strong feelings about people. Now, when Not Elk and I go into D&D dungeon that hasn't been explored in hundreds of years, we'll make sure to point out any anachronisms. Good. Make me a better writer by telling me when I do things wrong. It's called criticism. As long as it's done politely, it can improve things. It's fine. It turns out it's okay to challenge things that you like in an attempt to make them better, as long as you do it politely. It is not at all a problem. Listen, Ika, if you and Noalk are inside of a D&D dungeon, and it's like, yeah, no one's been here in 300 years, not since the downfall of the dragon Makalantin, and you're like going through a room and you find yourself a freshly cooked steak, there might be some implications, though. You might want to check some implication knowledge. You might want to make a D20 roll of your wisdom check to find out what this could imply. Just maybe check your wisdom check on that, just in case. Sounds like you're pretty fond of him. I didn't realize robots could have such strong feelings about people.
Sugar, I may be a robot on the outside, but on the inside, my neurocomputational matrix is an exact copy of Mr. House's favorite girl.
So you're a copy of a dead woman. What exactly do you do for Mr. House?
Mr. House has a lot of needs, Sugar. I take care of all of them, and a lady doesn't kiss and tell.
I really don't want to think about that.
Then maybe you shouldn't pry into a lady's particulars. Hmm?
Sounds like you're pretty fond of him.
Well, of course I am, silly. Mr. House is just the smartest, most wonderful man there ever was. Why, did you know he single-handedly reclaimed New Vegas from all those nasty tribes that used to live here? Well, he single-handedly sent in his Securitrons to do it, but that counts in my book.
All right, let's talk about something else. What is this place?
This is the Lucky 38 Resort and Casino, or it used to be. Mr. House has kept the place locked up tight for ages now. Nobody comes in or out.
All right, thanks. Goodbye. Okay, we got some snow globes removed. That netted to $6 grand. Again, this place is pretty intact looking. We can sit on a bench. The fact he has living plants in here is kind of insane, but not impossible. Just would be difficult to maintain. Bookshelves, a little barren. A little barren. God, I could take all these pre-war books and turn them into stuff. Hello. There's a terminal here. Welcome. Open antechamber. Well, let's not start opening things until we know what's going on, shall we? Oh, hello, Mr. House. Kissimator Monkey, welcome. Gohan Sunrise, welcome. How you two doing? You having good Saturdays, hopefully? Take his entire library. We could put his whole library under our pocket and be good. There's some clothes. Some other robots. Interesting that he has these other, like, statue robots. Oh, I forgot. Did I miss the Ocarina of Time module? No. We haven't gotten to that yet. That's still a little ways down on the list. We're not there yet. That would be a Tuesday thing. No, we're not there just yet. We're finishing up Ika's request for Mega Man 02 currently for Adventure Time on Tuesdays. Oh, good? Yeah, no, you're good. Taking the cigarettes and this pre-war money. Sleep in this queenside beds that no one slept in 200 years. Okay. But how you doing, Crusader Monkey? How are you? What did you do this pleasant Saturday afternoon? Horse? What of a Van Slamp? He was here earlier. I believe he's left now, but he was here earlier. Huh, okay. Also, apparently I didn't find the missing snow globe. His favorite one, as it were. I'm doing fine, and you? We're doing all right, I think. I think everything's going pretty good. We're just meeting Mr. House now for the first time officially after I don't know, probably like 60 hours into this module, and we're finally meeting Mr. House. All right, let's go talk to the big guy.
You've been a busy courier, haven't you?
Shockingly,
you
yes.
You take your obligation to deliver a package very seriously, an ethic for which I am grateful. I will admit, when you ignored my invitation, I predicted negative outcomes. But you have a way of exceeding expectations, don't you?
Well, I mean, I still have 2 shots to the head.
Let's have the chip, then.
I have some questions to ask first.
I'll be happy to satisfy your every curiosity once the platinum chip has been delivered.
Okay, and that's a vast. I'm not gonna give you the chip. Here you go. Give the platinum chip to Mr. House.
Such a small thing, isn't it? And
Got
yet
1,000
so
bottle caps for it.
Capacious. So very dear. Decades of hiring salvagers out west to search for this little
Oblivion NPC
relic in the ruins of a place called.
What does Thomas the Tank Engine got to do with
back
this?
then, anyway. That's where the chip was printed on October 22nd, 2077. It was to have been hand-delivered to me here at the Lucky 38 the next day. But the bombs fell first. Suffice it to say, the delivery was never made.
Would be like a quest? Oh, that's true. Hi, Crusader Monkey. What's the Thomas the train engine for? Apparently, we're doing a lot of quests for Oblivion suddenly. What does the chip do exactly?
Some things are more easily shown than told. Take the elevator all the way down to the bottom level, and you'll see what I mean. Don't worry, you'll like what you see. We have much to accomplish, you and I.
I'm fine. Would you like a apple for 30 gold? Long as you don't take an arrow to the knee. Are you two doing some like
area, if you would?
What?
I expect you're well familiar with my Securitrons by now. The titanium alloy housing that protects its electronic core deflects small arms and shrapnel easily enough. Its X-25 Gatling laser, produced to spec by Glassinghouse Inc., is deadly against soft targets at medium range. And for close-range suppression or crowd control, the Securitron is armed with a 9mm submachine gun. All of this you probably already knew. What you did not know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons. All this time, my Securitrons have had to get by running the Mark I operating system, which lacked software drivers for their primary weapons. Today, with the delivery of the Platinum chip,
who doesn't want to go on a quest, Crusader Monkey?
Behold, for the first time,
Put bucket and take sword.
running the Mark II
Oh,
OS.
where did you go? Must have been the wind.
The M235 missile launcher gives
Uh-oh.
the Securitron the ability to engage ground and air targets at significantly longer ranges. And a rapid-fire G-28 grenade launcher ensures the Securitron is deadly in close-range engagements. The software upgrade also includes drivers for the Securitron's highly sophisticated on-board auto-repair systems. Altogether, the Mark II software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit. The city of New Vegas finally
Must have been a win.
worthy of protecting it. Return to
What
the
else could it
penthouse
have been
now.
but the wind?
We have much to discuss.
Trips to the basement are rarely so educational, don't you think? I've since broadcast the upgrade to every Securitron in range of my transmitters, and I must say, it's causing quite a stir down on the strip.
Okay. What happens next? Why show your hand like that? Now your enemies know what you're up to. And you think Securitrons can defeat Teaser Legion and NCR? Bucket falls. Hey, you violated the law. Guards, get him. But don't kill a single guard. Or you end up summoning the, what is it? The Brotherhood of hands or something? The hands of death or something like that? Snakes. You think your security can defeat Caesar's Legion and the NCR?
Why would I want to go to war against the NCR? They're my best customers. If their leaders weren't scheming to steal Vegas out from under me, I'd have no troubles with the NCR at all. To secure the future of New Vegas, I must have your assistance. The work ahead is dangerous, but you weather danger well.
Okay. Let me ask some questions first.
What did you want to discuss?
I'm surprised you haven't asked what became of Benny.
That's because he ceased to be relevant when you recovered the platinum chip. Revenge doesn't interest me. Progress does. Sorry to deny you a moment of primate triumph, but you'll have to go elsewhere to sound your barbaric yawp. What else did you want to discuss?
Wow, you are such a jerk. How will the NCR defend Hoover Dam?
General Oliver's strategy, or tunnel vision, as I like to call it, has been to mass troops at Hoover Dam. He wants to outfight the Legion in a straightforward slugging match, and then, when they rout, pursue and destroy them in detail. A crushing, decisive victory of this sort would overshadow the tactical ingenuity of Chief Hanlon's defense 4 years ago, you see.
Okay, what's your battle plan for the day?
A good deal should be obvious to you by now. I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn. What else did you want to discuss?
You mean you don't want to tell me the specific plans, that way I can do whatever I want? What's the deal with the snow globe collection?
What of it? I enjoy them. There's something about a little diorama set inside a glass dome that I find pleasing. If you run across any out in the wastes, turn them in to Jane. She'll compensate you. What else did you want to discuss?
Where does New Vegas get all its electricity?
Hoover Dam, of course. A hydroelectric dam. The NCR had it up and running at 50% capacity within a year of occupying the dam. By treaty, New Vegas receives 5% of its output. More than enough.
Wow.
What else did you want to discuss?
Nice little metaphor that House views New Vegas as his snow globe. Yeah. Yeah, it's very clear that he likes the controlled diorama that he can be in charge of, right? I used to be an arrow adventurer like you, then I took an arrow to the knee. His cheered 100 bits. Wow, thank you for the cheer. I haven't gotten bits in a wee bit, not since I think I swear not an elk. But thank you, Crusader Monkey. Please discontinue taking more arrows to the knee. Let's get you some armor, shall we? What was New Vegas like before the war?
It was a place of splendor. As magnificent as today's strip may seem, it's but a shadow of the neon paradise that was Las Vegas. I grew up not far from here, and though I traveled the old world extensively, I never found another place like it.
You say that you saved Las Vegas. How? Yes, please. Just some knee pads should do if you're only getting hit in the knees. Well, I mean, they gotta be better than that. They gotta be some nice reinforced, like, fiberglass, bulletproof, probably arrow-proof knee pads, right?
By 2065, I deemed it a mathematical certainty that an atomic war would devastate the Earth within 15 years. Every projection I ran confirmed it. I knew I couldn't save the world, nor did I care to, but I could save Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. I set to work immediately. I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. As it turned out, I was 20 hours short.
What preparation did you make to save Las Vegas?
On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas. My networked mainframes were able to predict and force transmit disarm code subsets to 59 warheads, neutralizing them before impact. Laser cannons mounted on the roof of the Lucky 38 destroyed another 9 warheads. The rest got through, though none hit the city itself. A suboptimal performance, admittedly. If only the platinum chip had arrived a day sooner.
Why didn't the Platinum chip arrive on time?
The Platinum chip was printed in Sunnyvale, California on October 22nd, 2077, the day before the Great War.
Yes, they need to be
It was
sturdy.
to have been delivered by courier the following afternoon, but by then, the world had ended. The chip contained vital software upgrades, but not just for my Securitrons. Every aspect of the missile defense grid would have been upgraded too. Given that I had to make do with buggy software, the outcome could have been worse. I nearly died as it was.
How did you nearly die? Defending Vegas?
Software glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS. I spent the next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived.
Okay, let's talk about something else. What are your plans for New Vegas?
I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
How do you intend to enforce your claim on the city?
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table.
Wasn't the NCR's army big enough to defeat your Securitrons and the 3 families?
Indeed it was, and still is, but not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated. Not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice.
What were the terms of your treaty with the NCR?
NCR forces were permitted to occupy Hoover Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harness the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy.
You would go to war against the NCR?
The salient issue is that they will go to war with me, if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those 2 armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else did you want to discuss?
Let's talk about the mission, after all.
The next step will require you to infiltrate Caesar's camp at Fortification Hill.
You want me to kill Caesar?
Absolutely not. Caesar is of great use to me. I don't want you harming a hair on that man's head, assuming you could find one.
Going to the fort sounds insane. Caesar has already invited me to the fort. I think I'll be going. So what do you want me to do at Fortification Hill?
I want you to open a hatch in the basement of the derelict weather station atop Fortification Hill. You'll recognize it on sight. The hatch bears the logo of the Lucky 38, same as the Platinum chip.
What's inside the hatch?
Something very important. I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise, so don't bother asking.
How do I open the hatch?
You can't, but the chip can. The hatch will recognize the Platinum chip and open sesame.
Why should I be working for you?
I'm not offering you an incentive as crude as money, though there'll be plenty of that. What I'm offering you is a ground floor opportunity in the most important enterprise on Earth. What I'm offering is a future. For you, and for what remains of the human
You're
race.
back driving? Alright, drive safe. Alright, I'll do as you ask.
Here, take the platinum chip again. You will need it. Upon arrival at the fort, it's likely that you'll be searched and the chip taken from you. Don't worry, it will come back to you.
Okay. It's interesting that it really feels like it's implied that when you get here, you're supposed to have kind of a neutral standing with all of the factions still. Which I guess has got to be basically impossible to maintain with also maintaining an open world environment, right? Okay, it is Jane. Yeah, I remember reading about apparently there's like one line of dialogue that they forgot to remove that implies that there was supposed to be a second lady friend for Mr. House. And that's also, she mentions like, I'm one of Mr. House's girls, implying there's a second one or more than one. But apparently they cut that for for whatever reason. Probably what this other Securitron here was supposed to be. I guess it would be basically impossible for them to control exactly when you show up and how much trouble you've gotten into with an open world system like this. So it's interesting that they keep implying like everything is neutral. Like you're neutral with the NCR, you're neutral with Caesar's Legion. Like you were supposed to have just shown up here straight after you got out of Goodspring without causing any kind of real drama or issue anywhere. Or the fact that technically you could have let Benny go and had to chase Benny down, which, if I remember correctly, Benny leads you to Caesar's camp.
Congratulations, partner. The boss has instructed me to comp you to the High Roller Suite. You can bring your friends too. Be like a little clubhouse for the gang you put together. Just bear in mind, you're the only one gets to see the boss. Any friends you got, they can wait in the suite. Enjoy the digs, partner. They're plenty fancy.
Okay. Casino, presidential suite, or the cocktail lounge. Let's go down to the cocktail lounge. Because I remember right, if you let him go, he runs to Caesar's camp and gets caught, and you can like talk to him and get the platinum chip from him there, and then either let him go or have an interaction with him or whatever. Oh, there it is. Snow Globe test site, you say? It's a test site? Interesting. Hold on. Okay, so it looks like it's a nuclear test site. Interesting, okay. You found a limited edition Mojave Landmark Snow Globe. Cool, thanks. But the fact that if you were to chase that down before you come and talk to Mr. House, there's a really good chance you will have had issue with Caesar's Legion already. In one way or another for just meeting with them. I mean, I guess they had to plan around that when the dialogue somehow, but man, that seems like a big ask. You could take the absinthe. Why are there empty Nuka-Cola bottles up here? Those would have definitely been thrown away. But hey, at least we found the snow globe. So maybe extra money? Maybe we'll get like 2,000 instead of the 1,000 we got for the other one?
Ooh, suddenly I feel all tingly, and I find I've got a rocket launcher.
You look different somehow. Did you cut your hair?
How sweet of you to notice, sugar. I've been upgraded to the Mark II software, and it's peachy having these high explosive weapons fully accessible.
I almost feel like the way they're setting this up is there's a weird way to like seduce her or something. I know that's impossible, but it's almost funny enough. I wish they would have had an option for that. We've got a snow globe from Mr. House's collection.
You do? Why, that's just wonderful. I'll take it and put it with the rest of the collection.
Oh, that's it? There's nothing. I thought maybe there'd be a special dialogue since it was his favorite missing one or whatever.
Where to, partner?
Presidential suite, please.
High roller suite.
Why is it so dark in here? I mean, I guess you haven't really upgraded suite. Oh. I didn't realize there was stuff I could buy here. Crafting lockers, fridge, or what am I? Oh, I guess I'm not buying stuff. I could drop stuff off. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it's asking me for. I'll have to talk to someone and figure out how that works. I don't remember messing around with this much. Yeah, I don't understand why it's so dark in here, though. Oh, that one's empty. Iguana bits. So, like, the banana yucca fruit, I think that could have existed beforehand. Dirty water. I don't know why they would keep irradiated water in this fridge, but technically this could have existed. And technically, I think iguana bits could have existed in here beforehand. Squirrel stew could exist. And squirrel stew. Okay, so that's all technically possible. Oh, here's the snow globes. There's Nellis, Good Springs, the test site. Mount Charleston, which is over there where the super mutants live. We're missing 3. Interesting. See, this implies there was a little kid here watching TV. Was the president's like kid here? Huh. Big Daddy Billiards. Okay. I'm very curious. Wait, Jake Juice? What is Jake Juice? That's new. Oh, I didn't even see these other 2 up. Oh, these are the big one. These are the 2 for the DLCs. Did I miss one? Because I know I've got one for Zion National Park. It was a big MT. Oh, I never got the Dead Money one. I never found the Dead Money snow globe. Unfortunate. I missed that one, I guess. And then the big or the Lonesome Road one, which I'm not sure what that's going to look like exactly yet, but a lot of magazines. Okay, all this could have existed. I don't know why they're... Oh, that's a paperweight. I thought that was a whetstone. I guess that makes some amount of sense that it exists. It's a very nice bed. Apparently, at some point in the last 200 years, this painting got ripped somehow, but that's fine, I guess. Maybe it was ripped before the bombs fell. And they just didn't have time to fix it. Activating the radio isn't going to do me any good, but... This is, like, this seems more like workers' quarters than it does like a normal... Ooh, sink. And actually drink some non-irradiated water. Wait, is there an anim... Wait. Hello? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something's going on. Uh-oh, I think we're stuck in an animation. I can't move, but everything else seems to be working. Hold on. Okay, it saved us back here at the bed. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, I think it's legitimately stuck. Oh. All right. Yeah, I think it's legitimately stuck. Wah, wah. All right, let me Control Alt Delete it. Interesting that drinking from, yeah, it's not responding. Drinking from a sink is what got it. Let's see, 12:30. Okay, perfect. Oh, wait. Is this? Oh, the screen's messed up. Oh, well, that's not a big deal. We haven't really done anything that I hadn't already shown, so. But yeah, so. Yeah, general stats. We'll scroll through that real quick for everyone, I guess, if someone's interested in looking at it. Here's all the standings I was mentioning before. Statuses. Rads are nice and low. Wow, we have a 52% rad resistance right now. Alright. It's from when I crashed before. Luckily, all we daily did that was different was talk to her, but that took all of 10 seconds. Alright. But that's fine. Dr. Beam Geiger. I love it. Okay, we're going to save. We'll switch over to Distraint 2 here. See if we can get that finished up today. We'll be wrapping up the stream just a wee bit early today. Just because I do have stuff to do, unfortunately, after the stream. Any of the lurkers, though, thank you so much. You help the Twitch roll go around. We always appreciate you. Anybody who checks the VODs here on Twitch or checks the VODs on the YouTube repository, thank you. It's always greatly appreciated. Remember, if you need a well-thought-out solution, you need a thinking solution. Raven Hillbrook Inc., Thinking Solutions. But yeah, I hope to see you all back tomorrow for Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy. And I think that'll be it. Bye!